What up, fam? Do you need some extra tools that's going to help your life be the best that it can possibly be? Are you constantly juggling work, family, and personal time only to feel drained and unfulfilled? That's where the book that I wrote called The Balanced Life can be your guide to reclaiming your time, energy, and happiness with practical strategies for setting boundaries, prioritizing self-care, and achieving real balance. This book helps you create a life that you love without the burnout. Get ready to break free from the chaos and step into a life of purpose and peace. Grab your copy of The Balanced Life because you deserve a life that works for you. Also, we have The Unraveling. It's a journal to help you write, reflect, and heal. Your thoughts matter. Your feelings deserve space. The Unraveling Journal is more than just a notebook. It's your personal guide to self-reflection, healing, and growth. With guided prompts, mindfulness exercises, and room to express yourself freely, this journal helps you untangle emotions, process life's challenges, and rediscover clarity. Take a moment for you. Write, reflect, and heal, one page at a time. And fam, also another book written by my wife is Healthy Relationships. Because fam, you know this. Great relationships don't just happen. They're built. Whether it's with your partner, kids, friends, or co-workers, strong connections are the foundation of a happy life. In healthy relationships, you'll learn how to communicate better, set healthy boundaries, and nurture trust in every relationship that matters to you. Because when your connections thrive, you thrive. Start building stronger, healthier relationships today. Order your copy at kingdomservantsfirst.com. Once again, that's kingdomservants1st.com. Fam, we want you to be the best version of yourself. Get one of these books today. God bless. So it is getting not just the surface stuff, but getting to the deep. What is the deep desire? What's worth putting some effort into to actually get that thing?
I'm still trying to find a resolution. So I think the only way that I can find resolution and peace with finding peace in my present moment, whatever that moment might be, I need to plan.
Family. What's up? We are back again. Welcome to the Bacon Bits Podcast, where we desire for you to take the bits of information and immediately apply them to your life for success. The ground rules for our podcast is that it will always be encouraging, uplifting, and informative. The areas of life that we'll be talking about on the Bacon Bits Podcast is dealing with having a balanced life. And I need to hear y'all say it. Say it out loud. Say valuable. Information.
Información.
Applied.
Aplicado.
Equals success. And that wonderful voice that you are hearing is the one and only, my sweetness, my baby, my habanero sugar, Diana Acosta-Bacon.
Hey,
Hey,
babe.
boo. And one of the words that you heard me as I was doing the introduction is what we're going to be talking about today, when we always say where we desire. Desire is this episode. Desire is one of those things that is intriguing, perplexing. It's that thing that you just have to have if you ever want to accomplish anything in life. You've got to have some kind of desire. So it's that thing that's real deep inside of you that you truly say you want. So there are some different ways to have desire, and we're going to talk about that. But I think that's really big, is to know that desire is important. There's nothing sinful about you desiring things, because there's a scripture, and the first thing that came to my mind is if you delight yourself in the Lord, He will give you the desires of your heart. Notice again, it's not a sin to want to desire something. God placed it in you to desire bigger and better things and more things, to be a blessing, to be blessed and to be a blessing. So what is that thing that is deep inside of you that's causing you want and driving you? Whether we realize it or not, the thing that drives us with every decision we have is our desire. So we got to dig deep and find out, what do we truly, truly want out of life? What do you think, babe?
Well, I think first on that scripture, it talks about when you delight yourself in the Lord, then he will give you the desires of your heart. I think it's hard because a lot of people are like, well, I want this and God's going to give it to me. Like, I want a checklist. Like, people who go through certain hard times or recovery or homelessness or whatever, they get to a point where they're like, okay, well, God's good. I'm going to do this. And then they back up waiting for the dump truck of God's desires to be dumped, everything they want. But it's when you delight yourself in the Lord, kind of meaning, in my opinion, in my little tiny humble opinion, is when my desires line up with what God wants for me and what God has for me. It's believing that what's mine is mine, so I'm not going to stress about what other people have. I'm not going to covet or lust after other people's stuff, but I want stuff for myself, and I have to believe good things are going to happen. I believe that I will see the goodness of God in the land of the living, not after I'm dead, because I won't be able to experience it, right? So first we want to line that up and say, when you spend a lot of time knowing who you are in Christ, I think it changes your perspective of who you are, and you understand your value, and you desire better things for yourself. So that was just, my unsolicited advice. Anyway, wow. So we were talking about this a couple days ago, and I think because I was really ruminating on this thought of, like, it's not just recently, but like every single religion talks about being present. Every single religion, even gurus who are not religious, even cults, they all talk about a moment where you have to be present, be present, be present, be present, be present. Meditate, go for walks, do certain things. Long story short, slow your little behind down and think about every single thing you're doing. Be where your feet are. Be where your feet are. But yet, on the flip side of that, we're supposed to plan and become like great things. We're supposed to figure out our gifts and our talents, and not only figure our gifts and talents out, but then find a way that can make the world a better place. And then not only make the world a better place, but find a place for others to become better in their quest for finding their purpose in life. And then not only that, but find a way that we can do it and get paid for it, like monetize this. Right. And then not only that, but then leave a legacy. Like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to be present when I have a desire to swallow the world? I didn't die at brain surgery, and I'm so grateful. And I didn't die in my second brain surgery, and I'm so grateful. I couldn't believe I woke up, honestly. But because I didn't die, I want to swallow the world. I want to taste every culture. I want to walk everywhere that I never thought I could walk anywhere. So I have a lot of desires that I refuse to allow to die dormant inside of me.
Right on.
I refuse to allow them to die dormant inside of me. But how do you, listeners, how do you find a resolution to have all these desires, to travel the world, to eat different things, to go visit family, to be healthier, to be more fit, to go back to school, to learn new things, and still be present? How can you be present? Where are my markers? And I've been racking my brain, like, what are my markers that I'm present? Because the desires, I'm planning to do all these things. How can I plan? Because I'm always thinking of the future. Ideally, we're not just thinking about the past, but the reality is we think of the future and bettering our future because we missed it in the past. Yeah. So what are our markers? Like, it's been literally driving me nuts. Do I have a marker meaning, like, what's the evidence I have that I'm actually enjoying and being present and not thinking forward and not desiring and not looking to see what I'm going to do. What's the next best thing we're going to do? We came back from vacation. People are like, oh, where are you going next? I'm like, dang, we're catching our breath right now. And like, we're so excited we're back. Yay. We're back in the States. Yay. Like, thanks. But the reality is, I do want to be back there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No denying that.
I do want to be back there. Yeah. And I don't know. Do you have a marker? Do you have a marker that shows evidence that you are in the present? I just don't know how you do that. I don't know how there's a resolution. I don't think there's a resolution to that. In my little brain, I can't even enjoy my cup of coffee without thinking about what I'm going to do for the day.
Yeah.
So I'm not present. I just remove myself from being present.
Yeah. And that is that combination, because it goes back to like, okay, if you don't plan, que sera, whatever will be. And y'all know I don't buy into that philosophy. Cause God's got something for you that's phenomenal. And what's meant to be is going to happen. But it's also knowing that, we always say faith without works is dead. So, and it's before even discipline happens, before even consistency happens, even before strategy happens, there has to be a desire. Do you have a deep down desire to really accomplish this thing that you say you want to accomplish? Because I believe in my heart, most people understand desire. They think desire is selfish, and that's why I wanted to open up with that scripture about, desire is not being selfish. It's not going out there and being reckless. It's not being unrealistic. But the desire is that inner feeling in your heart that there's something more in this life. There's something more. Yes. And it's that marker thing. Like, how do you be in the present, but you're also going to be thinking about the future, so it's just, can I be with a little bit of both, because it says it's one thing I do, forgetting those things which are in my past, and I press towards the mark. No, if you're pressing, that means you're trying to go forward into doing some things. So what is that desire of what I'm going into, because I believe there's two kinds of desire, and that is that surface stuff. Man, I want this and I want that, whether it's some food or I want a quick go somewhere, to experience something really quickly, or there's that deep desire of something that I really, really, really want, so if it's, some of that stuff that we say we want, it literally is a fly by night thing. It's not, something that we deep down desire, but there are some things that we like really crave and really long for, and my wife said one of the things like, I do want to think about my legacy. I'm at that age now where it's like, man, I am riding high where my life is at right now, and life is good, man. 58 years old and with health and got my queen and all that, and that can be taken away at any day. So you do want to be present, but it's also understanding, there's some planning that has to be for the future of where you want to go and what you want to do and where you want your life to be at. So it is getting not just the surface stuff, but getting to the deep. What is the deep desire? What's worth putting some effort into to actually get that thing?
I'm still trying to find a resolution with being present. A present and the present is a noun, right? Mm-hmm. So person, place, or thing. And the desire is a verb. So it's an action. Mm-hmm. So it's really hard to contend with both. So I think the only way that I can find resolution and peace with finding peace in my present moment, whatever that moment might be, while still not ruminating, not being stressed about it, but I need to plan my day for me to have peace. I need to plan. And some people like, I can't do that. I need to go forward and just show up at work and then see how the day goes. And be like, I need to plan for a better day because I have to protect my energy. Yeah. Right. Yes. And I highly recommend you protect your energy. Mm-hmm. And that might mean taking 5 minutes out of your nighttime to plan for the day. Like I lay my clothes. I know exactly. I put my things for work out. They're in a bag and whatever that is, preparing my food, like everything's ready to go because that gives me a peaceful morning. Yeah. So I can be present for 3 minutes maybe. But me finding a present moment and not thinking of the future, I think it's more maybe changing the verbiage for myself and not finding markers. I don't know if I can find a marker. I don't know if it even exists, a marker as evidence for my being present, but I can find my moments of gratitude. Mm-hmm. I can find ways I'm appreciating my present space, my present season, my present moment, my present health, my present rest, my present jacket I'm wearing, whatever that is, my present shoes with a hole in the bottom, whatever that is, I can find appreciation and gratitude for what I have and what I don't, while I guess that's my only marker. I don't know. Like, because I don't think I can stop processing ideas. I'm too creative. I'm always looking for things. I'm always thinking about, I can't sit down and have coffee without thinking, okay, what am I going to make for breakfast? What am I going to make for lunch? I have to make dinner for my baby so he can go to work for his 12-hour shift. I have to think forward. I can't just enjoy breakfast. I'm always thinking about, okay, well, this is a meal. Now I have to think about what's going to be for dinner. I have to pull food out. Like, I think every woman with a family probably relates to me. Like, you have to plan, like, where's the clothes? Someone's got to wash it. So, like, there's so many things to always have done. And the running joke with John and I is, I have to do everything. I have to do everything. Oh my gosh, everything. Like, closed cabinets that John leaves wide open when he walks through the door for whatever reason. No woman can relate to the fact that, he'll leave his jeans 14 inches away from the laundry basket.
Yes. I'm putting those jeans back on. Babe. Okay.
You see, like, you can't even be present in what you're doing because you're thinking of the future. You're going to wear those jeans again. You're already planning for something in the future. Right. My running song in my head is always, don't put it down, put it away. Don't put it down, put it away. And I say it and I sing it out loud. So maybe John might pick it up one day. I don't know. Maybe he will. So far, he has not.
Not with everything. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, I gotta do everything.
and the cool part is when we was talking about that, I'm having epiphanies, and that's why I love dialogue. It's because you think about it, like some stuff in the moment, that stuff that we say we really want, and it sounds good, and it looks impressive at that moment. You'd be like, man, I wish I had that car, wish I had that job, wish I had that, whatever it may be. And, it would seem cool at the moment, but then your desire is like, are you willing to put forth the effort of chasing that thing that they had to do to go get that? You'd be like, no, I really don't want it that bad. But then there are some things in life you'd be like, man, I am going to be persistent, disciplined, and consistent in getting this thing because I want this so bad, because I know how much, excitement and joy and fulfillment it would bring if I had that. So it goes back to that. Because one of the biggest mistakes I think we make is sometimes putting that effort into things that, like, we, on the surface, quick minute, you want to have desire for it. But then you be like, do I really want that? Will I spend time and being in the moment? And that's the cool part about trying to be in the moment is, okay, in the bigger picture of things, do I really want this, and the effort and the energy and everything is going to be put forth towards that? And I love that my baby said that, you got to conserve your energy. You got to understand, what you can do, what you can't do, especially for us as we're aging gracefully, that we can't, do as much as we used to do, can't go as fast as we used to go, and do all the quick things. But it's slowing down and being really intentional about what we desire to put our energy towards.
Well, I know for myself, I count the cost of every decision I'm making. I still have the running 3 questions that I clearly heard God ask me almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
What are you doing? How much energy and time are you spending doing that thing? And who are you doing it for? Mm-hmm. So I count the cost in every decision I make. So, like, for instance, like, my husband knows, and I will confess to everybody that there's one thing I will check out. You know how, like, some men, like, check out women when they walk by and they, like, twist their neck. I twist my neck at, like, big tires and Toyota Tacoma. Like, that's my dream. I will break my neck looking at a Toyota Tacoma. I will look it up and down and be like, damn, look at them tires. Damn, those are good tires. Like, those look good. And I hear myself and I'm like, what is wrong with you? But I also am an investigator. So I go to Google. I look what they cost. I like the older ones personally. If you want to gift me one, I'm not going to deny it. Yeah, but I also look at the cost of what they cost and what it would cost a month to pay for it. And I'm not going to, it's not worth it to me. It's not worth what I lose. I lose my peace. I lose my time with my husband because we're going to have to work more hours in order to pay another mortgage to have a Toyota Tacoma, even though I want like an old one, like a 20-year-old Tacoma. Like, I just think about the cost of stuff, right? And I know I wish I didn't, but I do. But that's what keeps me at peace now. Be like, okay, I like it. I like the way they look. If God has that for me, then great. I will accept it if it doesn't cost me my peace.
Right.
And that includes my financial, it includes all of it, because if I'm in debt, then I'm not at peace anymore. Right? So there's so many things it's just not worth having. Like people with vacations, they're like, oh, I can't go on vacations like you guys go, but they don't see. I have pictures, and if anyone ever wants them, I will show you pictures of John and I just came back from almost a month in Italy, and we ate from vending machines quite a few times. We spent €5. That's include both of us for €5. We split a sandwich for €1.50, and we split a drink, and we split a bag of chips, and the whole meal was €5. I cooked every single night we were in Italy. I was cooking dinner practically.
Okay, I'm glad you caught that practically.
Whenever we were at the house, when
Right.
we were
Yes,
at the
you did.
house,
Yeah.
every night that we were at the house,
Yeah.
I cooked dinner. If we were in a hotel, obviously there's no place to cook dinner.
Right.
That's when we were eating at a vending machines. And peanut butter and jelly sandwiches go a long way, folks.
Yes, they do.
You know what I mean? Go to the supermarket like you do. Like we want to be somewhere, but we count the cost. Okay, what are we going to do? We're not really great on budgeting, but we're really great on not being excessive about anything.
Right,
We're not
right.
excessive about things because it's unnecessary. But whatever that is for you, like, I don't want to stop having desires to further myself. I push myself beyond every physical limit I know, because I don't want to have to be in a wheelchair 24/7. Right? You know what I mean? So I have a desire to go foraging for mushrooms. But in order for me to do that, I have to work really hard every single day for months and for weeks and months and years. It's been years. I'm still working towards the possibility of walking up to the mountain and go foraging for mushrooms, because that's a dream I have. I want to go hiking again. I miss it.
And I think that's the cool part about like some of the desires that you have, because they're not screaming at you, but they're persistent. And that's how you know, I think, where the deep down desires come into play. Because one of my deep desires, and you guys will hear me talk about it, you can definitely reflect back on the 3 years we've been on here, is health is important to me, man. Like I said, I ain't big on worshiping your body and going crazy with it, weighing out every ounce I eat and making sure everything is just pristine. But but knowing that deep down, man, I think about health a lot. Whether it's, making sure I'm stretching and make sure, I'm eating, most of the time, heartily and decently and healthy, and then also making sure I get the rest that I need. But that's one of those things that I might not verbally say out loud. I'm saying it out loud, obviously on podcasts, but I might not say it out loud in my daily grind of life. But you will definitely see me doing things that pertain to my health, because that's one of those deep desires of, I literally want to say, how did John die? He was old, bro. Yeah, that brother was old. Yeah, he fulfilled his mission on this planet. He did what he was supposed to do. Yeah, and if you want to understand if that brother is truly dead, just put a microphone to his mouth. He don't say nothing, he dead. That, because I always want to give people constantly what I love receiving from people and what I love to give, and that's just, what can I do to make my life that much more better? Just a little thing to make it better. So that's one of my deep down desires, is constantly learning and constantly teaching people, how to have your best life. Because how many people, and we talking about billions, not just millions, billions of people that go through life and truly don't get a chance to live the life that they want, because the everyday grind will get in the way of your desires. So you have to know what truly is your desires, and to make sure you always do an inventory to make sure you keep those desires in the forefront of your mind.
Yeah, and I think if you can find a marker, can you find evidence that you live in the present? Then congratulations, because I cannot find markers, but I can find evidence of my gratitude. I can find evidence of my appreciation for the things in that moment I do have, if that's holding a cup of hot chai, just the way it smells, and just being present by trying to find every distinct flavor, like the cloves I crushed or the cardamom. Like, there's my moment. There's a marker, but I'm appreciating the flavors. I'm appreciating the warmth.
Yeah.
But I'm not thinking of the future. So find moments of gratitude, find moments of appreciation. Let those be your markers, because I don't know if it's possible to be present without thinking of the future and without thinking of the past. But I know that we can find moments of gratitude, and I know that we can find things that we appreciate, like the ability to, my muscles in my throat are able to swallow my tea. I'm able to I have an esophagus. I can go down. I don't have a feeding tube. I'm able to feel the warmth of that hot chai. I'm able to smell, the ability to have fingers and hands and a thumb to hold my mug. Like, I'm so grateful for those things, because there was a time I couldn't hold a mug. There was a time I couldn't even smell anything because it was just too much. So find your moments of gratitude. Dissect those things that you have right now, wherever you are. Like the ability, if you're driving, maybe you have the ability to see, the ability to balance yourself on the chair, the ability to have a vehicle to drive. Maybe you're walking, you have legs. Like, there's so many things we can be grateful for and find appreciation to. But don't stop striving for wanting better for yourself, because God has plans for you that far exceed just being right where you are.
Yeah. For sure. And just a couple of things that in addition to what my baby has said, I want to add on there, is if you could, what would you do if you weren't afraid to do it? What would you want to do if you wasn't afraid to do it? Because that's so important. I think fear, distorts our desires, which is false evidence appears real. We always say have everything and run, but it should be face everything and rise. And it's just, what is that thing that's holding you back from conquering your desires? Fear is a big one. Where does your attention flow naturally? Remember I told you I think about health a lot. So a couple of times a day, I'm going to look up a YouTube video, or I'm going to listen to something, or I'm going to talk to people about health or whatever it may be. And that's how I know health is big for me. Just using that one. I'm going to talk about people about God and Jesus. I believe that, having a relationship with God is so pivotal. So I'm going to talk to people about, my relationship with God. So what do you naturally draw towards for you that lets you know, man, this is really truly my desire and what I want to accomplish in life? And remembering, desire usually starts small. I always can go back to this podcast, and the first time we recorded these podcasts, I still think about the very first ones. Super quiet. We was in a little room, and I was trying not to be disrespectful to my producers, grandparents. So I was like, guys, welcome to the Bacon Bits podcast. And so I think about all that stuff, where we've come from, that desire to want to help people and teach people. And it started, what's small. And I'm so glad we are where we're at today. And I'm praying the Lord will take us even bigger and better. And so super grateful for that. But man, what is those desires when it all boils down to this thing?
And baby, I'd like to add to that.
Yes, my love.
Is not what would you desire if you weren't afraid, but who would you be?
Yeah.
Who would you become if you weren't afraid? I don't want to become the smartest person. I don't want to become the most successful. I don't want to become the person with the best car and the best house. I want to become the person who is a peacemaker, a peacekeeper. I want to become the person who brings joy and love. I want to become the person that maybe not everyone believes that you are.
Yeah.
But who would you become if you weren't afraid?
So,
I love you. I love you.
A little challenge before we leave here. We've talked about a lot. So here is my challenge. I want you to identify one of your desires, whether it's surface or deep, that keeps coming back. Like you haven't focused a lot of time and attention, purposefully about it, but it keeps coming back. Like you can't shake that thing. I really want you to take a single step towards that thing today, not tomorrow and not someday. Today, I want you to take a desire towards that. Fam, if you was talking about going back to school, you know what? Pick up a catalog. If you was talking about going on vacation, go online and look up cruises and plane tickets and hotel stays. Fam, if you was desiring that, whatever that thing may be, family, please do me a favor. Take one step towards that desire that you've been craving and longing for. And it's so important because, man, I want you not to just exist, but I want you to live your best life. And I know God wants you to do that too. So thank you guys for tuning in. If this episode sparked something in you, share it with someone. To help them find their way back, or what do they truly want? That would be such a blessing, guys. This is your boy John Bacon with another segment of Bacon Bits. We love you guys. God bless. This has inspired you, encouraged you, made you think deeper, or even just made you smile. then I have a simple ask. Would you consider supporting this work? Creating this podcast takes time, heart, and resources, from equipment and editing to outreach and hosting. Each episode is a labor of love aimed at lifting people up and speaking life into real situations. But I can't do it alone. Your donation, big or small, helps keep the meaning going and the message. It helps us grow, reach more people, and continue producing powerful content that uplifts, educates, and empowers. If you've been blessed by this platform, I invite you to sow into it. Help us keep the mic on and the message moving. You can give at Zelle or Cash App using the links in the description box. Thank you for being part of the journey. With gratitude, the Bacon Bits Podcast, where we speak life, purpose, and legacy, one episode at a time.